So my wife, 30F of 6 years, partner of 9, cheated on me. 40M in February 2023. Looking back, she has been gearing up for a year or so now. I found out, although I suspected something was happening when I found her advert on Spare Room and asked why she was looking to leave. I struggled with letting go, as I have abandonment issues. But honestly, I can't even look at her anymore, let alone want her back. She became one of those toxic women who think all she has to bring to the table in a family is her flaps. I paid for everything and even gave her money most months. She walked all over me. She was never like this until a year ago. She had flaws, sure, we all do. But it was a fast, drastic change in who she was. She has mental health issues now and is getting help through BetterHelp apparently. But she sees our son for a couple of hours once a week and just lives her best little life for the rest. They say never. Well, I'm saying it now. I told her she has to pay the divorce fees and the moment those papers hit my doormat, I'll be putting in an application through the court for child maintenance and a court-appointed structure to custody. I don't know if that's spiteful or just because I need to make sure there is at least some clear responsibility taken for her son when she left me quite literally holding the baby, while she left to go sort herself out and have some fun. Honestly, I still love the woman I married, but this isn't her and never will be again. She got a better paid job and thought that made her worth more than what I was already giving her. Well, that toxic crap makes you less than you used to be. Hunt H. She thinks she's going to do better out there than good for her go. Get it, but you won't get anything else from me anymore. Thanks everyone for the kind words and support. As part of her feeble excuse onslaught, she used money as an excuse at the time. So I've sent her the papers and told her she has to pay for it. There is absolutely no way I will take her back, but she had the disposable income in the household for the last year and has spent it on hair, clothes, nights out for her and her friends. In the UK, it's done through the Gov website, so you basically pay when filing and there's no need for a reason anymore. Her family know what she did and she's just hidden from them and she'd away. At least she has some shame, although no guilt. I forgot to mention a couple of facts. 1. The dude she had sex with was an 18-year-old pot wash in the restaurant she still works at. 2. The night I kicked her out, she went on Bumble to bang for Roof, and the next morning that guy kicks her out. 3. Before I kicked her out, she was wanting me to hit her. I assume now that this was because she wanted an excuse to make it my fault. I absolutely said no, and was very clear that I would never raise my hand to her or my boy. Doesn't mean I've not been tempted to go to her restaurant and kick the shit out of the boy she fucked. But sadly, I can't leave my son without a dad. So we had a conversation via text today. She said she tapped out months ago and just wants to go and be happy, confirming the toxic modern woman crap. She wants to be responsibility-free and 20 again and live her life. Honestly, good luck to her. She's 30. She has a kid, the only one she's medically ever going to be able to have. And he lives with me, 0. Go enjoy that for half a minute. And when you grow up and realize I was the second best thing that happened to you, well, too late. Your loss. I've tapped out too now. Hope it was worth it. I'm so sorry for your son, and you, ORT, that must have been devastating to find out. I can't get over how she only sees LO a couple of hours once a week. That's heartbreaking. He must be so confused. It sounds like she's wishing she was a single woman with no responsibilities. I can tell this has exacerbated your abandonment issues. That's essentially what she's done. But you've now got to focus all your love and attention on being the best dad for kiddo. He needs you, and you need him. As for loving her, you loved the woman that she used to be. She no longer exists. Grieve for the end of your relationship. Talk to a therapist to help you navigate your feelings, if you're not already. Gather your support network around you and tell them how they can support you and kiddo. Let them. You got this. Oh, P. Hi, OP, you should initialize the divorce process. She will not do it. She's living the life that she wants and keeping you in harm's way. You are the one that is suffering in the process. Talk to a lawyer. Did she abandon the marital home? Document that and ask the lawyer what else you need to construct the best case for you and your son. Good luck. That's the thing though, right? This toxic TikTok women's entitlement has brainwashed women that they can abandon their kids and just discard marriages without even trying to make any effort. All they have to do is show up apparently, and occasionally lay back and spread their legs. It's disgusting MGTOW all the way. Take the lead and file the divorce papers. You have to start naming up. If your wife thinks you are weak, she will continue. File the papers, and if you can prove it, use adultery as the grounds. If she ever meets anyone and asks why, she will either have to say, "I cheated," or lie. If someone checks on her divorce file, then she is caught tying. Remember, a cheater, always a cheater? Don't talk to here, let your lawyer do all talking. And there is an app, and sorry, I forget the name, bits it's used for visitation where kids, so you don't talk only by the app. She will cry during negotiations as she thinks you're weak, but say nothing. Your lawyer will get you what l'affaire. Good luck to you and your son. If the future remember goods guys get pushed around and cheated on. Don't be mean, but don't be pushed around. You need to show your son how to act. There's only two main key points. Do what's best for yourself and do what's best for your child. Nothing else matters. You mentioned her shame. It doesn't matter. She may show remorse and maybe not. It doesn't matter. Her feelings are simple. She cares more about her pleasures than she cares about her family. Slam the door to keep the evil out, and you can begin to heal by moving forward. Nothing good can come from continuing any conversations with her outside of the child's interest. Good luck. Talk about deadbeat mom. Did she ever try reconciling with you? Did she ever make any real attempts to rebuild a relationship with her kids? As a father, I would be devastated to lose my children and would never leave them. But when I think about AMOTHER doing that, my wife would claw her own eyes out and chew her fingers off if she had to in order to keep our daughter. Okay, so I'm F26 and my husband is 35. We got married 4 years ago and we have a 2-year-old daughter. Our marriage was pretty perfect. We communicated and talked about our feelings and wishes. Our sex kids was great, even after the birth of our daughter. I went back to work when our daughter was 1, so we sent her to a daycare. The staff all seemed lovely, and our daughter seemed happy there. So I was blindsided when a week ago I found out my husband had been sexting our daughter's daycare teacher. I saw a photo saved in his gallery, so looked at his texts and saw what they had been doing. I was angry and betrayed, and I screamed at him when he came downstairs. He admitted that she had pursued him for a while, and had always been flirty, but he didn't want to upset me. They haven't done anything physical, and that helped a little. He said that me going back to work made him feel a little emasculated, and that she had been a shoulder to lean on when he picked our kid up from daycare, or when I was working long hours. I was angry and told him to leave the house. But he came back the next day to talk. And that's why I feel guilty, because we got so angry and had some of the best angry sex ever. I feel like my body betrayed me. I should hate him, not be turned on by him. I should kick him to the curb for his cheating, but instead I want to jump him again. What F is happening to me and my morals? I still love him, and I miss him now he's not in the house. The affair was never physical. I think I want to forgive him and start fresh. Does that make me weak and pathetic? If he feels emasculated enough to cheat because you have a job, he's not a man, he's a pathetic child. Even the pettiness of a real man would be set somewhere between the extremes of going to eat at a restaurant you love without you, and going to get a job better than yours to save face. Get that whore at daycare fired. He cheated because you working was emasculating? Cut that fuckboy down like the diseased branch of a tree by pointing out that he needed your money to even pay for the daycare to have her attention, and kick his ass to the curb in time for trash day. There is a high chance that this teacher has a history of flirting with, or emotional affairs with other married dads. You need to contact your daughter's daycare right away. This is not okay and could potentially be a risk to your daughter's well-being. If he cuts off the affair, how is the teacher going to react? Will she treat your daughter negatively? I would contact her boss right away and explain the situation. Also, if you have a contract with the daycare, read through it. Also request a copy of whatever contract the teacher signs. Most reputable daycares include rules that teachers are to maintain professional relationships with parents. This is far from that. I'm sorry that you're going through this. OP. You should do what feels right, but perhaps some questions to think about. How can he show that he's remorseful and worth regaining your trust? While it wasn't a PA key, an EA is equally painful. Also, your husband is weak, so the teacher kept being flirty and sending texts, so he broke down and started actively engaging but didn't want to upset you? WTF? OFCOURSE, it would upset you. Curious why he felt emasculated when you returned to work. Are you the primary earner? If so, what steps will he do to work through that feeling if you decide to reconcile? Will you keep your daughter at the daycare? My toddler is in daycare and I know how hard it is to find one. Do you need to report her to admin? She broke some pretty big ground rules there. Hang in there, OP. You're not weak and pathetic, just thrown into a storm that you didn't ask for nor was prepared for.